This is the clay in the double boiler. I take a glove because it's a very hot pan, and I hold the pan and stir it up, trying to mix the colors together. Unless I want them to be swirly, I might not mix them. You can see the boiler going, all the boiling water underneath. That's what's making the clay melt. Sometimes this is a good time to add an extra piece of blue if I want to. We can put it in and mix it around. But what I'm going to show you is the process of pouring this clay into the molds. This is a good consistency, fairly liquid. I'm going to get a rag. The heat on the bottom side makes a lot of water on the bottom, so when I lift it up, I like to wipe it off. And then we pan over, and here are all the molds. Let's stand up. Here are all the molds laid out. And if you want to get tight, this is the pouring process of the clay going into each mold. All of these molds were rubber banded. This particular mold has a couple of stints or splints on the side that stiffen the mold, because the silicone, unless the silicone is really wrapped tight and completely tight, the clay will spill out from the mold and be kind of a mess and not hold a true shape. Like you can see right there, it's spilling out right now. So that's a negative. So I'm going to let that drip for a while. I'm going to put some clay to stop it from going over the edge, and then I'm going to have to go back in and re-pour that a little bit. Once the clay is cooled down, I can re-pour, but that was an example of how the molds need to be stiffened properly, otherwise any little gap will be a place where the clay will want to find its way out.
You don't have much light on here.
I know. You can see how when this rose on this side, even though I poured it into one side. You can go stand back a little bit further. I know that it may seem wide, but the 3D starts to fall apart when you're a little too tight. There's some light. I'm out of the way of the main light. I know it's not very good. Okay, so it's good to pour out a very thin amount of clay as consistently as you can, rather than a lot of clay at once. If I were to pour a lot of clay at once, that's exactly what tends to create those bubbles inside the molds, so there isn't any air allowed to go in. These little molds, these little pieces are very hard right down here, so it's important to pour them just at the right spot so they drip in. That's a bad one right there. The rubber band got in the way, and it's making the ability of the air to find its way out of the shape hard. So that's probably a bad one, a piece I'm going to have to repair once I open it up. That one too, not so good. Okay, there we go. There's some light.
Take your time.
Thank you.
We probably shouldn't have the TV on.
Yeah, that's life. I don't think these are filling very well. Usually they fill a little better. Okay. These are older molds for my twisting cube, rotating cube. Thanks, Mom. That helps. That's good. Thank you. Okay, and This is the top of the twisting cube. Alright, and I'm going to go in and finish this mold one more time because the clay has had enough time to cool inside, so it won't spill off any more than what it already did. Yay! Okay. What's up?